Welcome back to the channel. It is windy and there is about to be some rain moving here. So I wanted to real quick do that truck update video. This is going to be a short video because I've not done a whole lot over the last couple months. And I did get that haircut that I was talking about. I decided I'm just done with my hair. I'm going to get it cut off. So I got about 6 inches cut off. I've done that before. I've been known to do that in the past. Just go in and say, hey, look, I'm ready for something that drastic. So, okay, let's go look real quick before this weather gets here at what I've got done. Hoping that you'll be able to hear me good over the wind because it is kind of just whipping around. So this is my truck, of course. We know what it looks like. For those of you who have never seen my truck, this is my 86 Chevrolet Custom Deluxe 4-wheel drive truck. In previous videos, which I can link to, I do show more of what I did as far as like under the body of this truck. So of course I put on these tires, inner fender wells. You can see a little bit of suspension work that got completed under the truck. So that's some stuff that had already been completed. Like I said, I'll put that video, I'll link to the description down below. So some of the new stuff that recently got done was weather stripping. So I did a complete redo of all the weather stripping in the windows here. So all of this is new. This is new, this weather stripping on the vent windows. Even the vent window latch is new. And I went back with black on the outside instead of chrome. These mirrors are new. You can actually see that one's not too dirty. So this truck, when I bought it, really needed this done because you would go down the road and wind and air, of course, was getting into the cab of the truck because of this weather stripping will just absolutely dry out and peel away. So that was a huge thing that really needed to be done. I actually, while we were at it, we took these vent windows. Of course, this is two pieces, so we took this completely out of the truck and I spray painted it black. So that's a little bit better. It's a touch up on the metal. It's also good for the metal because it protects it from rust and weather. Inside the truck, you get a little bit better of a view of, this is the other window, of that weather stripping around the window. I do need to, you can see in the upper right corner of the door, replace the door to cab ceiling there, that weather ceiling. Don't worry, I have that. I've just not done it yet. I did do new inner door panels here. So that saddle colored door panel now matches the dash. I've got one of my old rags up there from the mechanic work. So that doesn't look bad at all. That looks pretty good. We went ahead and took off the old door panels because we had to take the door panels off anyway to do the window, to get to the window. So while we were already doing that, I went ahead and bought new interior door panels and armrests for this truck. And it matched the dash that me and Dad had already put in to this truck probably last year, I guess, in a earlier video. So I'm pretty pleased with how that turned out. This is kind of maybe a better view. So of course this dash, like I said, that was already there, but this door panel, this is really nice now. These door panels and that dash, I've kind of got a little dirt on them, you can see. They come from LMC Truck, and you could get whatever color you wanted. This is just what I wanted. These are new window cranks as well, so that's pretty nice too. They just look better and they actually work better. And this is the new vent window latch that you can see here. So basically, I mean, what got done this time was the doors. Everything about the doors got replaced. And I know you can't really see up here, but I can feel it, just the difference in the weather stripping. It's just, man, this looks so slick, and it's actually there. Before it was kind of cracked out and gone. It looked terrible. And I'm not gonna lie, that was a job. It was a job to drop this window, this main window, take out this vent window, and do that work. Another thing that got done in this truck, this is a whole new floor mat. Of course, it's got a little dirt on it now because I've been in and out of this truck recently in my muddy shoes. While we had the mat off, we painted this black rust resistant primer on the bottom of the cab here and the floor. So that is kind of what you can see under there. You're like, what is that black under this mat? That's the rust resistant paint. So we actually didn't have to take the seat out to do this, but that black paint, you can kind of see, you can see it right there. It comes all the way up to right here, and it is in this door channel. So that's also really good. Of course, we had to take these off, clean them up a little bit. So basically now, even though it doesn't exactly look clean, it's much cleaner. It's a new mat, and the floor is now protected with that rust-resistant barrier. A lot of times in these old trucks, well, almost all the time, under the floor mat came a layer of insulation, just a thin insulating material. I took that out, and I did not put that back. Two things with that. Number one, you will end up with road noise. That's part of what it's for, is to cushion against road noise. So the road noise is a little heavier now in this truck. It's not that bad. But the second thing is, if that were to get wet, it holds moisture, and it just holds that moisture down next to the bottom of the cab, and that's not good. Of course, that could give you rust problems. And lucky for me, the entire floorboard of this truck looked really good. The paint was still there. It wasn't even scratched under that insulation. However, there was one area over here on the driver's side that had got wet, and there was a little rust there. It wasn't bad enough to like do anything about, really, other than scrub it good with a Scotch-Brite pad and then lay this black primer down. It's not like it was eat through really at all, but it was just a little rusty. So my advice to you is, if you replace the floor mat in your truck like this, don't put that insulation back, because it'll just hold moisture and you'll just be scraping up rust later. So I showed you the door panels, the windows, the mirrors, this mat and the floor, of course, the paint under there. That's pretty much what we did. Again, I could never have accomplished any of this without Alan, my very good friend Alan, the mechanic. We did this in his shop, and he's done this multiple times on these trucks, so he kind of knew what we needed to do, how we needed to go about it. And so I just bought the parts on LMC truck, and they got here and we just kind of put them in. LMC's good about sending hardware, so if you want to do this, you don't have to exactly worry about what if I lose the nuts, the bolts, the clips. They do send hardware with what you buy, so that's good. One thing that got done with this truck that you can't see, it's in there though. I guess if I pop the hood, you could probably see it, but I'm not going to because it's about to rain. We did replace the throttle cable. The throttle cable in this truck has been bad for a long time, and you know that because it sticks going down the road when you're trying to drive. The gas pedal's really stiff. It's not good and responsive, and you just really have to stand on it, and that's kind of irritating. So we fixed the throttle cable, just replaced it. I bought a new cable and a new spring. We also adjusted on the choke stat. This truck has an electronic choke, and sometimes it would get stuck and it wouldn't close back, and so you would end up with either like a really high idle, or sometimes a truck is a truck like this anyway, with a carbureted engine, of course, when it's cold doesn't want to crank like this car or even that 4Runner does. So I do think that adjusting the choke stat definitely improved the crank of this truck, and it also, between that and the throttle cable, improved the shift in this truck between gears, like reverse, neutral, whatever you want to do. So that's a lot better. Again, it's not too much that I've done in the last couple weeks and months, but it's little bits that I've done here and there. Nothing crazy, but I'm very excited about how this looks. It is literally about to start raining, and I am so blessed that I have Alan that has helped me so much, and I would have never been able to do this without him and his expertise and his patience, and I thank him so much for his time. And now, when I go down the road in this thing, it is a good ride. It's a smooth ride. There's no air that is coming into the cab from outside. The radio sounds really good, and I didn't do anything to the radio. It just has the tape player in it that I got it. But I think just it sounds so much better because the wind is not like, it's not louder than the radio. So I'm like, man, it sounds like I got a new radio. But actually, I just decreased the outside noise and now it sounds better. So I'm definitely pleased about that. One more thing I did do in the back of this truck here, there was a cardboard, kind of hard cardboard liner, and it goes in slots on the back of the cab here behind the seat. I took that out. I decided to just take that out. It was kind of ripped, and I thought, I don't really think I need that. It's also for road noise, but it's just one more thing to collect moisture. So when I took that out, I also had to take the little grates for the speakers in the back out as well, and I was able to clean out all the dust and stuff in the back of this truck, so that probably also improved the sound. That's a little dirty. It doesn't look like I cleaned it too good. It's probably just really baked on there. But so this is what I'm talking about. This wasn't just paint that you could see. This was that black liner that went behind here. And when I removed it, I was able to clean the dust bunnies and the junk that had gotten through this grate and back there out. And that definitely improved the sound. One more shot this way before I have to go in because it is raining now. I'm just really pleased with this. I'm not going to lie. I'm very happy with how it turned out. The floor looks better. Everything looks better. And I think I'm going to wrap this video up. I went ahead and sat down in the truck because it's raining now. I was getting wet. So yeah, I mean, my advice to you would be, if you have one of these trucks, this is very doable. LMC sells everything that you need. If you want to get one of these trucks, you could do that because it is doable. It's a project. I've had this truck for going on 2 years now, and it's taken me 2 years to do all of this, which is not too bad. I mean, considering I'm not a mechanic and I don't know exactly what I'm doing, and I had to have someone else help me. You can learn a lot from YouTube. That's how I knew how to fix the windows and how they came out. Alan, of course, knew because he's done this before, but I went ahead and watched a few videos to kind of familiarize myself with what we were going to be doing. The other thing is, this truck was a pretty good one when I got it. It hadn't been owned by a teenager who ratted it out or abused it. It's in pretty decent shape, and I'm just really lucky that I found it when I found it. So, anyway, that's kind of what it looks like. The interior, other than if I wanted to get a seat cover for this seat, or other than if I wanted to do like a radio upgrade, other than that, the interior has been completed. It is done. It is new, and the floor of this truck is good and tight and sealed, and I'm pleased about that. And I think it kind of looks better now. It's funny, I will say, if you remember in previous videos, the previous color that was in this truck as far as the dash and the door panels go was blue. It was a navy blue. I would have just went back with that if that was the only option I had. It's not a big deal. But then when I started looking for a replacement dash, I realized that they sold other colors. And I'm not sure why they wouldn't have put the saddle in here to begin with, because they definitely did put it in some trucks, and it looks so much better next to this copper tone. So I am pleased about that and happy that I was able to kind of mix and match and do a little bit more of what I wanted there. And they do have other colors. They have red, blue, this saddle color, black. They may have a gray. I'm not really sure. I might be making that up. Anyway, okay, well, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for supporting us. Comment down below and tell me if you have one of these trucks, or maybe you're a Ford person and you don't have one of these trucks and you'd rather have a Ford. Maybe you fixed it. You should tell me that too. Yeah, and I'm going to go inside. So peace out. Thanks for watching. God bless you. We'll catch you at the next one.